Going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. I said to you in the week, I had something special. I had something lined up. I had to bring one of the real OGs back in the YouTube game. Brother Baines, it's been a minute. What are you saying, bro?
I'm
What are
good.
you
I'm good.
telling me?
What are you telling me,
You're
man?
back. Yeah, man. I'm
Listen,
good, man.
comments are going crazy as well. I can't lie. I told Saeed I'm hella nervous for this, but big up the comments as well.
Bro, nah, I hear it, man. Listen, people, go easy on him. But there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot you have to account for. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying to you? But listen, big up to everybody here. Make sure you like the video. You know what I'm saying? We never know when Statman Bass could be here. He could be gone. So enjoy it, people, man. It's been over a year. The last time we had him on this channel is November, I think it was, before Ronaldo left. And you know what's bad,
it
yeah?
ain't been that long, man. No.
I think it is, you know.
Nah. Listen, Ronaldo had left. We were still doing videos, and then Al Nassr happened, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, Al Nassr happened, and then he obviously we've not seen each other since, man. Big up to HK Music in the chat. He says he's alive. Yeah, man, he's alive. Big up to Rude Gentleman. Happy New Year. Big up, Said, as always. Welcome back, Statman Baines. Press the conference with Pep Bainesy. We see you, my G. Hopefully you're officially back, my G. I've missed you, my guy. Yo, big up to everybody showing love, man, to Baines, man. Make sure you follow him on his channel. Like I said, he's not going to guarantee anything, but you never know, people. You never know. But Statman Baines, good to have you on. I want to know your opinions, man. Before we get into the nitty gritty, what have you made of United this season and your overall opinions on what's going on right now, man? Talk to me.
Shambles, innit? Like, I think I said at the start of the season, I think we were in for a long season. And the signings in the summer by Ten Hag, because it's literally just been Ten Hag making the signings, had been absolutely shambolic. The football on the pitch, I'll be honest, I think even the football last year was massively overhyped. And I think from that December to February period, we were all right. Other than that, let's be honest, the football's a shambles. We actually enjoyed watching United for those 3 months. After that, let's be honest, it became a chore again, kind of thing, innit? And this season, I don't even know where to get started. Like every single game that we won, I'll be honest, I think we played crap. Every single time we've won, I'll be honest, I don't care, kind of thing, innit? Because I know United are not going to build on it. And people said, "Oh, what was it after the Liverpool game? I'll be happy with a point." Let's be honest, we all knew what was going to happen the game after. After the Villa game, well, United played well, we won 3 points, all of that. Next game, I swear we lost again or something, innit?
Yeah.
And that's kind of been United this season. Like, I've seen people say injuries, all of that. And I'll be honest, like, obviously having the better players back will help. But the football on the pitch has been a shambles. Like, you're telling me we played, what was it? Remember even the game that we beat Sheffield United 2-1, I think it was.
Yeah.
You can't tell me we played better than Sheffield United that game. Like, even we've had injuries kind of thing, innit? But the players on the pitch are still more than good enough to show better than what we have kind of thing, what we are right now. So that's that kind of thing, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, big up Ryan, man. Says, big up my brother Statman. Bigger return than Ronaldo back to United. Hopefully, all my good, my bro. YouTube is a better place with you, man. Yeah, man. Big up to Ryan as well in the chat. Big up to everyone showing love. You know what's mad? It's true, man. Because like I said to you, you know me, innit? I was a big advocate for Ten Hag coming into the job. I wanted him over Pochettino. Was Ten Hag always your man, though? Like, when you looked at Ten Hag, were you like, bring him to Old Trafford? Like, were you keen on him coming to Man United? Or was you kind of like, not really sure if he could do the job or not?
I'm pretty sure I wanted him at the time, innit? But I wasn't like, I think, remember when there was like that Pochettino Ten Hag thing during that time?
Yeah.
And you know, I used to hate on Pochettino, but I did say during that time, I don't think there's a massive difference between Poch and Ten Hag. Remember that? I've said I think people are hyping Ten Hag a bit too much. And I think that's kind of been the case. Like, let's be honest. Ten Hag's been a disappointment. Like, I know a lot of people talk about Oli, for example. I still think Ten Hag's been better than Oli, but I don't think the style of football's, you could argue Oli's football's better. And I think that just says it all.
Bro, that's crazy, you know. The fact that we're saying that Ollie's football is arguably better, yeah. Because you know what it is, yeah? A lot of people have kind of gone to Ten Hag and said, yo, he's not playing the Ajax football. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Fair enough. You know, I mean, I'm not saying bring the whole of Ajax to you, but I'm looking at it right now. I'm thinking, at least with Ollie, he stuck to what he knew was counter-attacking football. What is Ten Hag sticking to, though? Like, that's a real question right now. What is Ten Hag sticking to? Like, what's his philosophy?
You know what it is? I feel like with United and Ten Hag, we're just like in the middle of like, are we a counter-attacking team or do we want to build up kind of thing, innit? At least with Oli, you kind of knew, we were a counter-attacking team. That was it. We knew what we were going to do kind of thing. Ten Hag's tried the possession a couple plays with like the Amrabat and stuff. But then we've also, when you watch United, we're pretty much a counter-attacking team kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like with the likes of Rashford, Bruno, Garnacho, that's what we are kind of thing. But Ten Hag hasn't really built that. And that's kind of been a big problem that I've had with United as well. And Ten Hag was like, what are we building towards? Like 1 minute is kind of like, big up Flawless as well. 1 minute is kind of...
Yeah, big up Flawless.
Even like the signings, there hasn't been like a clear contingency plan with the signings. Like you sign a Casemiro, you're expecting to win now, and then you go and sign Højlund the year after, who, let's be honest, we all knew was never going to be ready. He's still a young striker learning his trade. I think he got 9 goals last year. He was never going to come into United and get more than 15, let's be honest. So like the signings haven't really made like sense. Yeah, the football's been crap kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Big up to Ryan that says, Baisley, do you feel like the 7-0 was a big turning point for Ten Hag? You were doing well before that. I think you won the Carabao Cup week before. I think that's where it all died, the Carabao Cup. Post-Carabao Cup, we've been absolutely atrocious. A lot of people got onto it about Casemiro. Oh, he's the reason why Man United are failing. But in reality, we died after the Carabao Cup final. Like, that was it. We were done. Like, after that, no football. Yes, injuries happen. But the way United declined after that, it's just crazy. We haven't played good football since Barcelona. I went to Barcelona away. That's probably the last time we played good football. Okay, maybe the away second leg came at Old Trafford. That's the last time Man United played some good football. That was it. And since then, been nothing, man. You talked about silence, yeah? This is where I need to press you. You said bring a new keeper to the football club. You wanted David De Gea out. Chat to me now. Was it worth
David De Gea out? Listen, at the end of the day, yeah.
Was it worth it though? Was it worth it?
Listen, hindsight's a beautiful thing. I think everyone towards the end of last season knew David De Gea was costing us. Like you saw the Sevilla game, for example, even the FA Cup game in the final against City. He should have done better, especially for I think was it the first or second goal. David De Gea still had to go. The problem, I wanted him gone, but listen, let's not lie. Onana's been crap. I've not been impressed by Onana. I'll be honest, everyone knew about Onana, like on the ball and stuff, innit? Keeping wise, I never knew much about him. since like he's been at United, I'll be honest, it's a shambles. Like, you know, when you look at a keeper, he don't fill you with confidence. Like, oh, even the saves he makes, I'll be honest, like, I'm scared even when he makes a save. I don't know how the defenders must feel because he's just not. You want a keeper to give you reassurance. He does the opposite kind of thing, innit? And even like the way the Nana situation's been over the last couple, like with the AFCON thing, shambles from the club, man. Shambles. Big up Surfer.
Yeah. Yeah, big up Surf in the building. You know what it is here with me, yeah? I can't lie to you. I wanted a new keeper as well. Listen, you know me. The back and forth me and Statman had, yeah, over David De Gea. If you go and check the archives, I used to back David De Gea. I was like, yo, are you supposed to get David De Gea gone here? We can't even progress the ball well. We can't even win the midfield battles. But you said everything starts from the back. But like I said to you, I didn't know we are going to buy a keeper who his shot stopping is not his biggest kind of, what would I say, strong point. Like, it's not. His shot stopping is awful. You would argue David Hayes got a better shot stopper than Onana. But he fills you with anxiety. But obviously, Ten Hag is insisting that he's the man. You know, he thinks he's the man to take us forward. So it's one of them situations where when he goes to AFCON, by ending, if he's good enough, if he can stake a claim, but I don't think he's going to be the number one Bayenden. I think Onana's going to come straight back in. Whatever Bayenden does, Onana is still going to be number one. But
you know what it is with the Onana situation. Yeah, when we said we wanted a new keeper, we didn't say we wanted a 0 out of 10 for shot stopping kind of thing, innit? We always said, yeah, playing out from the back was more important, but we still wanted a keeper that was like a 7 out of 10 in shot stopping. But the problem has been Onana hasn't even been a 7 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10 in the Champions League. Let's be honest, we're out. I'm not going to blame it solely on Onana, but Onana's had a big part to play in that. He's just been a shambles with his hands kind of thing. But listen, man, what can you do? I do kind of agree with that. Onana was just the wrong replacement. David Day still needed to go.
Yep, 100%, man.
When you look at with the AFCON situation, quickly. The AFCON situation, Onana's just doing that because he knows his place should be on the line. But the problem is, Ten Hag is also a guy that has his favourites. So I don't know what he's doing, Onana kind of thing, innit? Because I even think if Onana goes, Bayende could play 10 out of 10 for like 3 games in a row, and I still expect Onana to come back in. So I don't know if that says more about Ten Hag or Onana kind of thing, innit?
That's what I'm trying to say, because at the end of the day, I look at it and I think, people come up to me saying on Twitter, saying, yo, but Bayende's a number 2, though. What do you expect, though? But when you have a number 1 and number 2 keeper, they're both meant to be like helping each other, like improving it. Like they're supposed to be motivating each other. You're supposed to pick the best one. Onana hasn't proven that there's like a big gap between him and Bayenden. Like, we haven't seen Bayenden, which is fair enough. But like, it's given us enough opportunity to be like, yo, we need to see what Bayenden's about now. We need to see what he's about. Like, he could be a crap keeper, but at least I need to know Wagwan, innit? Like, you need to know what you're dealing with. That's the main thing. You need to know if he's good enough to take on the role. But we've not seen that. You know what I'm saying? Even Heaton, when you look at it, he's a steady Eddie.
Yeah, I've kind of said this like to a couple of my friends. I'm actually a big Tom Heaton fan in terms of what he brings to the club, innit? Like, he's meant to be part of the senior leadership team. Whenever he's played in preseason, I don't think Tom Heaton's looked bad kind of thing, innit? Like, if you're playing Tom Heaton for a couple games here and there, like, it's not going to hurt you. Even like, what was it? The game that we went out in the Carabao Cup was in Newcastle and we played Palace. I think Onana played in both of them, innit? He never even gave Bayende a minute. And I'm just like,
no.
You clearly, no matter what, you signed Bayende, whoever it is, whatever the guy's name is, just give him a couple minutes. It's not going to hurt. Like, most teams play the second choice keeper in the cup. Just do it. And especially when Onana's not playing well, like, I don't think Bayende coming in for a game in the Carabao Cup's going to do any like harm.
You know, Kova, I've not watched a lot of Kova. He's been only playing Europa League, to be fair. But again, he's getting opportunities. But Kova wasn't a bad keeper as well. You looked at him pre-season, very confident on the ball. But the problem is, he weren't even that young, you know. When you look at, he was, what is he, 22, 23? Kova? I thought he was like 18, 19, you know. But he's actually what? Let me just check his age right now. He's 23 years old. So we look at a keeper now. Yes, that's young for a keeper, but it's not as if he's like a timid teenager that, you know, you can't rely on. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Because you look at Onana, go on.
No, I was going to say, I think with the we should have never sold Kova thing, it's kind of like, Kova, forget United for a second. Kova's probably looking at it and saying, why should I stay? I'm still, like, no matter what, he's at, was it Bayer Leverkusen right now? He's still getting minutes in the cup, innit? He would have not got that at United. Even last season, I don't remember our second choice keeper really playing like that. Like, they
You
might
know
have, but I
what?
can't really remember.
Nah, Dubravka played for a little bit, then he sold him again. Remember Dubravka
Yeah.
when he played,
But even then,
and
you're
then
like,
he was
he
rubbish
probably
as well.
thinks he can become a number one at Bayer Leverkusen a lot easier than a United. And listen, Bayer Leverkusen are flying right now, so fair play in it. I know he's still the cup
Yeah,
keeper,
yeah.
but he's still getting minutes under his belt.
Yeah, yeah, of course, man. But like I said, man, it's one of them situations where it's still uncertainty. Like, if you told me right now, if you said to you right now, if I said to you right now, United changed their keeper again in the summer, you wouldn't be against it, would you? So that just shows you, have we really kind of like, you know what I mean? Have we really found our number one keeper?
Mm.
Jack Butland, yeah, I think Jack Butland didn't even
Yeah,
get
that
a
was
game
good,
as
innit?
well. We had about 4 or 5 keepers on the Ten Hag, man, at one point,
Mm.
man. You know what I mean? He loves all these options, but then it says, oh, I only like to have a squad of 12 to 14. It's kind of mad, you know, when you deep it, man. You know what I'm trying to say? But nah, listen, man, I feel like it's one of them situations where when you look at Ten Hag's signings there, all of them, which one do you like? Like all of the signings that he's bought here, which one would you say is success? That you know what? I can take that forward. Like when you look at the whole signings, what he's brought in, what can you say is success? What can you say? Well, we kind of need to get rid of him or replace him as well.
If we're looking at the first season, Anthony, don't get me started, one of the worst players I've ever seen. And remember when we were having arguments? I told you this
What?
Anthony Sancho nonsense was never going to work in it. Anthony's
But
crap.
he's oh,
No, we're not.
did I say he was good? I
No,
didn't
no,
say he was
but
good.
Anthony was all his crap, man. Like people overhyped him so much at the start, innit? Oh, all this flair, he
Mm,
was all his crap. Um,
mm.
Martinez, yeah, fair enough. I like Martinez, but even then,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
since Martinez came back from injury at the start of the season, he looked at shambles. But listen, hopefully he's fully fit now. Casemiro, like I said this, yeah, I like Casemiro, but there was no long term thinking to that signing, in it. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was meant to. When he signed a player of that age, it's kind of meant to be like the Van Persie signing, instant impact, and he did make an instant impact. But listen, man, that's another thing. I don't think Casemiro has been helped. Who else?
Yep.
Ericsson, I'll be honest, I thought Ericsson was crap last year as well, but I did think he was massively overplayed.
Nah, he had a good half to the season, man. He had a good kind of like until he got the injury against Reading. That's when he fell off. Actually, you know what? He wasn't great from the New Year's, man. I remember him at Wolves. He looked leggy, man. But again, free
Mm.
signing, stopgap. He's not someone that's going to be there forever. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So
Yeah,
that signing,
that's the thing in it. Like it was a free signing, so I'm not really that harsh on him, but I don't think he was all that last season. Um, who else did we sign? And then like the backup keepers and stuff, innit? Don't really care about them. This season,
yeah.
Amrabat, I'll be honest, awful. Oh yeah, Malassi as well. Malassi, 12 million, you can't really go wrong in it. Amrabat, I'll be honest, I
Amrabat,
think
man. Everyone hating on my signing that I recommended
no,
everyone, man.
no,
Because I
no, because
recommended everyone to go get him, man.
you see, remember at the start of the season when I was getting cooked for saying Amrabat's crap? Remember when I was being harsh, people thought I was being harsh on him. But I said it like I don't think Amrabat's all that. He never was. People thought this guy was Tony Cruz or something when this guy came in. Like the way people wanted him at
Yeah,
United.
true.
It was crazy the hype that Amrabat was getting. Like after that one World Cup clip tackling Mbappe, whatever it was, he's not good.
Mm.
And that's another 10 man kind of thing. Who else?
Yep.
Hoyland. Don't get me started, man. Like,
Oh, yo, relax.
oh yeah, Weghorst as well.
Yo.
No,
Weghorst,
no.
but
You
that's a
see
loan,
with
man.
Hoyland,
Alone.
yeah. Like, let's have this conversation. I said this on Hoyland. He's a young striker, isn't it? Learning his craft, let's say, innit? But at the same
Yeah.
time, Hoyland's a person that at this currently he's Manchester United's main number 9. He's not clinical in front of goal. He can't hold the ball up. He can't link up play. Those are like 3 key attributes for a striker. He's not technically gifted, like let's say even when you're comparing him to like a Martial. I could easily name you 14 or 15 better strikers in the Premier League than Hoyland right now.
Mm. You know what it is though with Hoyland though, yeah? Have we even does Ten Hag even know his best attributes though when you deep it like because we don't play to his best attributes. We don't really and also you gotta remember as well, our wingers don't really pass to him as well, yeah. So that's another thing that you look at him and think, you know what, man, I feel
No,
for him and that. But you know me, I watched him last season. You remember we were having a conversation. I said I don't think this guy's all that. And I don't know why we're going to buy him for 75 million. But like I said to you, everyone said, back the manager, you know, whatever the manager wants, let's go and give it him. So I said, cool. I wanted Vlahovic. You know me, I'm a big Vlahovic fan.
yeah.
You could get more out of Vlahovic than Hoyland. But Hoyland, it is what it is. It's a lot of money to spend on a kid who, let's be honest, man, it's not proven, is he? It's not proven at the highest level.
like people are saying about Hoyland, like you see the way, even like the way Hoyland backs into people, like it's not
Yeah,
clean
no.
kind of thing. And like everyone always says, like he's wrestling his opponent. That's what it is. And the thing is, that, like someone said it there, the jury's still out on Hoyland. I don't think this guy's gonna be is a flop
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing, innit? I still
No,
hope he
no, no.
comes good, and I still have faith in Hoyland. Like as much as I get onto Hoyland, you can still see glimpses where you're like, yo, there's a player in it. That's one thing I would say on Hoyland. There's a player. But
Mm.
listen, as I said, if we're looking at the rest of our attackers, none of them have really improved under Ten Hag. So why did I really expect Hoyland to improve? I didn't, kind of thing, innit? But listen,
Mm.
as I said, there's still like Hoyland has age on his side. Hopefully, yeah, someone said, yeah, he's a kid still,
You
kind
know
of
what
thing,
it is
innit? Which
though?
is why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
that's
bit
good.
more
But the problem
calm.
is though, when people say, yeah, United wanted Harry Kane first, yeah, I always say it's a very, very dangerous plan to have when you know Harry Kane ain't gonna be the only person that's gonna be shopping for Harry Kane. Like, United fans shouldn't be naive to think that we're the only ones gonna shop for him. You know what I mean? If Chelsea could, they would have. Bayern Munich were in charge, and Bayern Munich was serious because obviously Lewandowski left the following season, was it? And obviously they were playing with Choupo-Moting and Gabriel, not Sane, the other one, Gnabry up front. So they were kind of messing around with their striker. They needed to go
Mm.
get it, but obviously with financial fair play and all that bullshit that come across with Man United, we didn't have the means to go spend 150 million on him, or 120
Mm.
or whatever. Plus Tottenham were never going to sell us for that dirt price that they give it to Bayern Munich. They were never. So I
Mm.
look at Harry Kane, I'm like, yeah, Ten Hag wanted him, but we also got to realize how realistic it was. It wasn't going to be realistic because Tottenham were going to sell him for a higher price. It's simple.
And another thing I would say about Hoyland, yeah, I think when you sign a player like that, you still expect the player to learn his craft, kind of thing, innit? I'm surprised that we haven't seen Martial more. Like, I'm like, you know me, my
Yeah.
opinions on Martial. I'm not Martial's biggest fan at all. You know that. Like, I'm number one Martial hater, according to everyone, kind of thing, innit? But at the same time, Ten Hag was sucking Martial off last season.
Yeah.
He's still like the senior man, senior striker. At least play him, because even like the game that Hoyland scored, I think was it against Aston Villa. He looked tired. I
Yeah.
think he looked like that game before he scored. He looked really
Bro, I
well.
said it. I tweeted it. Yeah,
Even
you're right.
yeah,
He looked
like even though
knackered.
I don't think
Knackered.
Martial's brilliant, play him, kind of thing, innit? Or like at least give him some opportunity. Someone said Martial's been ill for 3 weeks. That's nonsense, man. He ain't ill
Bro,
for 3 weeks.
I
He's
don't know
never
what's
playing for
going
the
on with
club
him.
again.
Nah, but the thing is, though, the manager spoke in the press conference today saying we're making extensions to Wan-Bissaka. We're making extension. We've already triggered the extension to Wan-Bissaka, Hannibal, and who's the other one? Lindelof. That's three.
Mm.
Hannibal, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka. He said we're also talking with Varane, but obviously he has to reduce his wages, and
Mm.
Martial. So I don't know if he's trying to get them to sign
Nah,
one-year
I'll be
deal.
honest. I think that's a load of nonsense, the Martial thing. I think if there's an offer in January, United will let go. And then we'll probably get
Yeah.
someone like Timo Werner in or something. But I think, yeah, Martial's definitely
Bro,
gone in.
Timo Werner, man. Seriously, man.
No. So I don't want
Timo
him, but
Werner.
I'm just saying that's probably what United will do, knowing us, innit?
Oh my God. But what's
Mm.
Timo Werner gonna do in this system where we don't create chances? And when we do create chances, they're not clinical enough. And we don't have control up front. We don't need quick and run merchants, man. We need control, man. We need quality. You know what I mean? I'd rather go get that Garaski, man. You know what I mean? Like, at least he's got a bit of quality in front of goal, man. He's been scoring goals this season. But
Mm.
Werner, like, it's another Rashford, man. Like, seriously, man. Yeah, he's got a lot of he runs in behind, he causes a lot of chaos and that. But I just look at these type of players and I'm like, this guy can't get into the Leipzig team right now. The Leipzig team that has what? Openda up front. Who else is up front for them? Like, come on, man. Like, he should be good enough to be starting for RB Leipzig, but he's not in their
Mm.
team. So it's
But
like,
it's one of them ones here with the Werner thing where it's like, I'd rather get a lone striker in just because I don't want Ten Hag spending any more money in it.
yeah,
Like, I genuinely do think Ten Hag, I think Ten Hag sees the season out, innit? But I think in the summer he will get sacked. So I just think, listen, I don't want Ten Hag spending any money. If he wants Werner alone, just get him and just make sure we're not signing him. And Ten Hag, like, zero, like, what do you call it, saying signings kind of thing, innit, going forward.
yeah, no, I agree with that one. So you're saying give Ten Hag, don't sack him until summer, or you saying
No, I would sack
you
him
would?
tomorrow if I had a chance, innit?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just don't think Radcliffe, Rays, whatever the guy's name is, that bold guy, are gonna do that. I think they're gonna wait until the end of the season, innit? I think Like you've already seen it. Even like they're not really going to do anything in January. They're going to analyze what's going wrong with the club, all that nonsense. I still think they need, what was it, like that 4 to 6 weeks to actually properly come in and stuff, innit?
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah, yeah.
think that's pretty much the January transfer window gone, innit? So I think they'll just wait until the end of the season, unless we lose like 5 consecutive games in the Premier League, which I just don't see happening, innit?
Yeah, there are rumors of Graham Potter. They're sounding out Graham Potter possibly as the guy that they're looking to replace him with. You know what I mean? You know what it is with Graham Potter, yeah? I think he's a good coach. I think a lot of people need to stop slandering Graham Potter for that one season at Chelsea. Like, we're not saying he's a bad coach here, but what I'm saying is when he did come to Chelsea, though, he crumbled. He crumbled badly, man. And I mean, their style of play wasn't that great at Chelsea. They were losing games. He couldn't establish his starting 11. He couldn't get control of the bigger egos. I look at Graham Potter and I'm like, is he one of them kind of yes men, kind of like, them kind of guys that nobody really respects in the dressing room? If you have like big leaders in there, big kind of names, will people respect him? Or does he then we have to have a clear out for him to succeed by the likes of Elise, the guys that are young, up and coming talent, like, to then help him? Like, what do you think of Graham Potter as a manager, first of all? And you think he's good enough for the job? Like, because I'm like 50-50 with him, man. I'm like, yeah, I like his principles, but I don't like his, you know what I mean? Like his way he kind of, deals with players and that, man. Can he do it?
I think Graham Potter is an interesting one, isn't it? Because there's no doubt that, let's be honest, the Chelsea job was a difficult job, but I did think he could have done better. He's a good coach, isn't it? That's one thing I think people are forgetting with Graham Potter. He's a good coach, but at the same time, one thing like I think we learned from the Chelsea job, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans had criticized him, was like the lack of charisma that he has in it. Like, you know, when you see like Ten Hag, even like Tottenham apparently didn't appoint Ten Hag for this reason, was the lack of charisma that he has. And I think Graham Potter, when you listen to him speak, I think there's a like kind of thing, what do you call it, lack of charisma. I think Graham Potter just needs to kind of work his way up again, really, innit? Because he doesn't have the aura where he's going to get respect straight away walking into Manchester United. He just needs to make sure that now the next job that he takes, which can't be United, he kind of builds his pedigree up. So, because like his charisma is not really going to carry him in terms of getting that authority in a changing room. It has to be then his CV, innit? He has to now go to maybe, I don't know, like, it's a difficult one because I was looking at the Premier League in terms of jobs that Potter could take in it. I don't really know where he could go. But like, say,
because you know what it is, yeah? Maybe Newcastle job, because Eddie Howe's under pressure now.
Yeah.
Maybe that Newcastle job could be a good one, because
obviously I know David Moyes is signing a new contract, isn't it? But at a club like West Ham, where then he can take them to Europe, kind of build himself up again, and then maybe go to, obviously Postecoglou's doing well at Tottenham, but like go into Tottenham or something, innit? I just don't think this job at United is the correct move for him. It's been, we always say it, United are the killer. We kill managers, we kill players, man. Like, I think Potter's very, very tightly, didn't it? Which is why I don't think he should come United just yet.
Yeah, but obviously there is going to be structure behind him, though, innit? You know what I mean? So you're going to have
even then,
no more mental madness, no more of that
just
stuff.
Quickly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feel like with the structure thing, like people hide behind, like managers hide behind the structure thing too much. Like, we give excuses to managers for that too much. Like, at the same time, he still needs to coach on the pitch. Ten Hag's not doing that very well, for example, and he still need a bit of authority. Like, make sure, like, you're that guy kind of thing, innit? And with the Murto thing as well, let's address that.
Yeah, let's address that.
No matter what, I did say the first, even when we were having a Murto debates, in it, I said I'll only, what do you call it? Tolerate Murto giving Ten Hag full power for the first season, innit? Because you could argue the structure was changing above him quite a lot. You could only really say the first season, Murto giving Ten Hag full power made sense. The second season, and like since that point, he's done it again. He's a clown. Like, as much as I love John, I say love. I don't really, but you know what I mean, kind of thing. As much as I started that,
I'm just saying, man, it's good, man.
As much as I
debates here, and I know it was banter on Twitter. I know it's banter, like, you were saying it, you were like, oh, mental madness and that. But I was like, yo, what has he really done, man? Like, what's he really gave us? Like, come on, league. The first season where he got the role, he had Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho. Yeah, that was his first role the first season. The second season, he gave basic control to Ten Hag to say, right, go and do what you want to do, basically, in a sense. He only got him Casemiro. That was a club signing. The rest of them, Ten Hag had some sort of control in. So John Myrtle, for me, has always been jobs for the boys. This guy's come through the ranks. He's worked his way up. Fair play. I don't knock a man down if you're working your way up. And he was never a specialist in the role. Whereas Dan Ashworth and to be fair, we were talking about it for a while anyway. Paul Mitchell. These guys are at least specialist people in their role. I'm still a bit skeptical about Paul Mitchell because I feel like his last two roles have been a bit short-term based, but he has got a track record in terms of, you know what, he has done it well everywhere, especially Dan Ashworth as well. Brighton job has been amazing. Like, you can't dispute that. If they bring them two there, nobody can say that's not a benefit to Man United. And I know I have banter with Luridin and whatnot. We all say, well, hopefully, you know what I mean? If you've got the Glazers still in charge, will they have enough control? But if you have footballing people there shouldn't be a reason why football decisions can't be made. What's their job going to be then? Do you see what I'm trying to say, bro?
Like someone said, the scouts have always been on point. Managers interfering has ruined it. And I do kind of agree with that. Like, you even saw it with remember the Amrabat signing? People saying United's recruitment team weren't really feeling it. And people were saying, oh, United's recruitment team.
That's true. That's true.
Like I've always said it here, no matter how much people criticize people at the club here, United's recruitment team scouts have actually kind of been on point. Even with the Bruno Fernandes thing here. Remember when Bruno, the summer before we signed Bruno Fernandes, they were saying, oh, there was concerns about how much he loses possession and stuff, innit? And people were like, oh, there's a load of nonsense, all of that stuff. They've been proven correct. They've been proven correct on Amrabat. We just have to give them a bigger say. But the thing is, I don't think Ten Hag would have come United without that power. But even then, what club gives a manager that much power? Like, you have to treat Ten Hag just like you just have to treat a manager like a head coach. Make sure like they're working with the players that the recruitment team suggests, and then move on from there. Like, you can't give that guy so much power, or any manager that much power. Like, we're treating a guy like Sir Alex Ferguson. He's Ten Hag, who has done nothing of note majorly in the game.
That's what I'm trying to say. But the thing is, though, I always said it with Ten Hag. United got him. Sorry, he got United at the right time. He got United when they were vulnerable. He got United when they were like, we've tried everything. You know what? Ten Hag, come and save us. He's going to come save us. The Ajax football, the Ajax way. You know, bring all of that. He said, hold on a minute. Ajax really helped me. Like, you know, I must have I did a lot of the Ajax. Ajax built a structure around me. So end of the day, I got a lot of help. But now here, you need me. So I'm going to control everything. You made Ronaldo. You got Ronaldo. You got all these players that didn't really make sense. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to make it my way. And if you don't like it, because remember what he said, he said, Man United told me to change the culture of the club. So by that he means changing the transfers, changing how things are done, changing the way players are coming, what kind of player development. And right now, like, there will be disagreements. This is why I put the title of the video, will Ten Hag walk from the job? Because if they clash in certain ideas, then he has a clause in his contract, 1 more year in his contract, that allows him to pick and choose or veto signings that come into the football club. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see him, what do you call it? You know what I mean? Lasting long in terms of the structure. Like,
I don't mind him having a veto to signings, innit? Like I've always said, I don't mind a manager having that. The problem is, we've kind of gone over the top, where it's like, even when the recruitment team disagree and Ten Hag wants a player, we stick with Ten Hag instead of coming to a conclusion and finding a player in the middle ground. Yeah, and I think that's kind of been a frustrating thing, innit? Because like you've seen it with Amrabat, Ten Hag wanted him, United's recruitment team didn't, and we still stuck with Ten Hag. Find another solution, kind of thing, innit?
Mason Mount one. Is that a club signing or is that a Ten Hag signing?
I'll be honest, I think Ten Hag is a massive Mason Mount fan. Like,
there you go then.
Listen, he gave the guy the number 7. You can clearly tell he's a massive fan. Like, and with the Mason Mount thing, I think the signing's been a shambles kind of thing. And even though I do think Mason Mount, the last couple of games before he got injured, looked all right in it, you can clearly see what Ten Hag was trying a bit with the Mason Mount signing in terms of that high pressing number 8 thing, innit? Whether that was going to work or not.
But then again, you've got Bruno next to him. That's, you know.
I don't think he was ever going to work in it, but I'm just saying you can kind of see what the idea was, even though, I'll be honest, like, Ten Hag was silly thinking the Casemiro, Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes thing was going to work. It was calamity.
Yeah.
Especially
very
when, like,
naive.
You know what the problem is? Another thing I have here, he had that, and then one of your fullbacks is Wan-Bissaka, for example. Like, he's not technically gifted. He's not like a Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was silly.
You know what's mad, yeah? And another thing as well, yeah? Someone, Bournemouth stealing our player. What do you mean stealing our player? We haven't got a player coming. Someone said Fabrizio Man. Did we make a scout for a player? I don't even remember this player. Someone
I
said
don't know.
Bournemouth has stolen a player. Let me see right now. Let me just check on that. And guys, make sure you're liking the video, people.
Wait, just quickly on Mason Mount. Yeah, another problem I had with the Mason Mount thing was where, like, no matter what, we overpaid with the £55 million thing. Last season, Mason Mount had problems with injuries. Like,
yeah,
it was clear to
that's
see
another
kind of
thing as
thing,
well.
innit?
Yes,
Mason Mount was
that's
having
another thing
problems
as
with
well.
injuries, and then United thought we were clever spending £55 million on Mason Mount. It was stupidity.
Bro, stupidity, man. Stupidity.
And
It's
and
crazy
not
when
even,
you
when
deep
not
it,
only
man.
that was he injured, yeah, it wasn't even like when he was fit, he was playing well. Chelsea fans wanted Mason Mount out based on his performances. Mason Mount's performances over the last 2 years, whatever it's been here, had been crap.
He's got one, I think he's got one open play assist this season, I think it is, or this year. That's it. I think that's it. That's it, basically. But yeah, let me just get the tweet
Yeah,
up
and it
right
was in his
now.
last year as well, his contract.
Yeah, and it was his last year as well. Yeah. He's saying that exclusive are set to send a bid for El Duquito talented midfielder Oscar Zambrano. The initial proposal will be 5.5 million in order to sign Ecuadorian midfielder Bournemouth working. Well, United will link with this guy. I don't even know. Like United
I
apparently
think I
will
saw
link with him. I
United
don't
linked
know.
with him in the morning or something, I think. I don't know much
Okay.
about him, to be honest.
But you know what's mad about this? Yeah, remember we linked with was it Caicedo?
Yeah.
Caicedo, and this is a similar fee as well. Caicedo was literally £4.5 million, yeah, and similar price to this as well. So it don't surprise me, man. But that's the thing, though, innit? United, that's why we need to change. United need to be quicker in certain things like that. I don't know much about him. It's like we're linked with that Valencia kid, the midfielder from Valencia. I don't know much about him, but are you going to scout him? Are you going to find him? You get me? Like, I don't know. So it's one of them where this football club needs an overhaul. It needs everything. Mount, we didn't need to sign Mount. Like, if we sign Mount next year, everyone would have been like, free transfer. Yeah, I don't mind that. Mason Mount on a free. I think everybody would have been calm. But the fact that he spent 65 million, the fact that he went out there and said, yo, I want him, that wasted the budget. It wasted 60 odd million where you could have got maybe either another striker or got Kim Min Jae, which I wanted. I wanted Kim Min Jae in the summer. United could have had
And
Kim Min
surely,
Jae at the centre back.
no, I still think we needed a midfielder in it, but surely last season you can clearly see after February Casemiro was physically declining a bit. So surely you get another
Yeah.
midfielder in right next to him that's gonna give him a bit of help. Instead, you got in someone that's, let's be honest, the complete opposite of what Casemiro needed. And then for the first couple of games, people were saying Casemiro's finished. I don't think Casemiro is going to be the level that he showed in the first half of the season, but he's better than what he showed at the start of the season.
Yep.
We just kind of like have hung him out to dry.
Yep. There you go. Exactly, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Yo, big up to everyone here, man. 849 people in here, man. Everyone hit the like button, people, man. Everyone hit the like button. Smash the like button. Look, don't worry, people, man. Any questions, don't worry. We're going to get onto the questions later towards the show now. You know what I'm trying to say to you? But my thing is, yeah, the way we're playing right now, are you confident Man United make top 4, by the way, or top 5?
No chance, man. We
Wow.
can't even get like free. Like, you know what I'll say about United? We're playing Wigan on Monday, innit? I'll be honest, no one expects a 3-0 victory. I don't even know where Wigan are. Championship, League One, League Two.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know nothing
17th
about
in
them.
League One. They're around 17th in League One. I think
And if I
checked
ask you,
this
are you
morning.
confident that we're going to beat Wigan by,
No.
let's say, 2 goals? You're going to say no. I remember the day
No.
that we played Luton. I remember asking Ty, shout out Ty, yeah, are you confident that we're going to
shout
beat
out
Luton?
Ty.
And I think he's 10 again as well, innit? I said to him, like, are you confident of beating Luton? And he said, no, we'll play Luton. And we're not confident.
Wow.
And people think we're getting top 4 or 5 or whatever it is. Like,
Wow.
and the thing is, yeah, I saw like, you know, that expected goal thing, expected point, whatever it was, yeah. Like, yeah, I think someone posted it yesterday. We're overperforming. And we're still crap. Like, it's crazy kind of thing.
I think it's though, but we are overperforming, but the stats also said to you that we're underperforming in so much as well. The fact that we've got less goals than flipping Luton Town, we've got -5 goal differences. I can't even quite remember. We don't score enough goals. We've lost 9 games this season. The stats, you're a statsman, yeah? And you're looking at it thinking, how many stats can you break? The only stat, yeah, that if he breaks, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Manchester
The
United
halftime
have
thing.
never been. Hey,
The halftime thing.
yeah, the halftime thing. Like he's gonna break that record, man. But the problem is with that record, you need to be up front at halftime. When have United been up front this season? Apart from was it Wolves game? When Wolves game we were 1-0 up at halftime, or was it 0-0? I think it was 1-0. 0-0, was it? I can't remember. Second half we scored, yeah, it was second half we scored that game as well. So if you look at every game this season, I don't think we've been 1-0 up. I'm looking at the game. Nottingham Forest were 2-0 down. What else is there? What other games is there?
Someone said speak on Doku. Listen, shout out Doku, man. Shout out Doku.
Yeah, Doku's cold, man. I like Doku, man. I like Doku, man. But I don't think there's been a game, guys. Can anyone tell me if there's been a game where United have won and they've been at home first half? I've been into the games and I can't remember. I don't think there has been one game. So that's what I'm saying. In order to break the record, you need to be up by 1-0 up. You know what I mean? So it's not going to happen. So he's not even going to get that record anyway by default. So I just look at the way we're playing. Yeah, he says, you know what? Lisandro Martinez comes in and we're going to be this and that, but we are one of the worst teams in the league. The stats, yeah, we may be wherever we are in the league, 7th in the league, but when you look at it, Villa playing better football, Brighton, every single team, West Ham, even look at them, have bought better identity than us.
The thing is, yeah, like even the games that we do win, and I think I said this before, yeah, like you could easily make a claim we weren't even the best side in that game. Even Luton, Burnley. Like, remember that Burnley 1-0 victory against when Bruno scored that goal from that Johnny Evans pass? You can't say we were much better than Burnley. You could argue a draw was a fair result. We just had that moment of individual brilliance with Bruno. That's all he's been this season. Even the game, like, that Chelsea United game was another one here where I think United deserved to win in it, but people acted like United were phenomenal. Like Chelsea could have easily scored 5 goals if they actually took their chances. Because like this is where I say the warning signs were there with that Chelsea game. Chelsea were carving through around midfield, and was that next game not a Bournemouth? I think.
Yeah.
And we lost. What was it? 3-0 to Bournemouth.
But we lost 3-0 to Bournemouth, and then obviously we played again. I think we just about won that game as well. There's another game we won, just about won.
No, but my point was here: the warning signs were there against Chelsea. People got too hyped. And then the next game against Bournemouth, Bournemouth literally did half the same things that Chelsea did. Chelsea just couldn't take the chances, and Bournemouth took the chances. That's all.
Even Everton, no. Even Everton, when you deep it, like they when we were 1-0 up, yeah, they mashed us up, and then we got the second goal penalty that killed them, deflated them.
That was the game that we were lucky. And then Garnacho early goal, innit?
Yeah, Garnacho early goal. And listen, I don't want to keep using the word lucky because it's like it feels like you're not giving credit, but I'm genuinely mean that, guys. It's that every game this season you could argue Man United could have lost. And the win ratio to loss ratio is staggering, man. It's absolute. It's not even. How's that sustainable? How is that sustainable? Yeah, Everton had 28 chances. Crazy, man. You know what I mean? Talk to me about the thing. By the way, yeah. Do you rate Garnacho? By the way, do you rate him?
I said this at the time, yeah, when like Garnacho was breaking through. I've always said I don't think Garnacho is a phenomenal talent. I've always said that, yeah. But one thing I've always praised him for was his mentality will carry him further than his actual ability, kind of thing, innit? In terms of, I watched the youth team, innit? Whatever Garnacho was doing for like the under-23s and the FA Youth Cup, all of that stuff, he's doing exactly the same thing in the first team, which is one thing I praise Garnacho for. But at the same time, I've always said Garnacho is not a phenomenal talent. Like people, like forget Greenwood here, but like he's not better than Greenwood. He's not better. I've always said this here. And obviously, Isaac Hansen hasn't really worked out, but Isaac Hansen is attacking midfielder for United, isn't it? I've always thought Isaac Hansen was better than Garnacho in terms of as a footballer, what he could bring in it. But Garnacho just had those moments. And listen, like, fair play, Garnacho's taken his chance to an extent, but he shouldn't be nowhere near the starting 11 on a weekly basis. Nowhere near.
Bro, listen, this is the problem has been forward we've ever had.
Like, this is the problem with Garnacho here. Garnacho's in the starting 11 because Rashford's crap.
Yes.
Like that's just the bottom line. Real.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. You know what? You have to say that because if Rashford was performing as a 26-year-old in his prime,
which he should be,
Garnacho wouldn't be having the opportunities, which he should be. You know, I'm not trying to say Garnacho would not have made his opportunities and whatnot because he's a young kid, innit? He'll get his opportunities. But reality is he's getting it because Rashford's been that shit. Same way Ilanga got opportunity because of Rashford. Remember Ilanga? He came into the squad because Rashford was shit. Rangnick said, yo, you're not working hard enough. You're getting benched. You see what I mean? You're not working hard enough. You're getting benched. You're big up Tyrone in the building.
Yeah, shout out Ty. That's the problem I have, innit? Like, as much as like we want to blame, like for example, like the Hoyland, Garnacho, if the senior lot were performing, we wouldn't really be having the conversations. Like as much as people want to get onto Garnacho, which listen, I think he deserves to because like his performance hasn't been good enough. If Rashford was just doing 50% of what he was meant to be doing, we're not having these conversations.
No.
But Rashford's another one where he's been shambolic this season. Like he's actually been like listen, fair play scored a goal the other day, innit? But overall, don't get me started because like I always say with Rashford here, just do the basics, innit? And United fans will just be calm with you, kind of thing, innit? Because you're a homegrown player. Just track back. He's not even doing that. Lazy. That Newcastle game, for example, absolute disgrace, Rashford. Absolute disgrace. And the thing is, like people say this is a one season thing. Rashford never worked hard at all in his career, kind of thing, innit? Like over the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I just find him inconsistent. I find it for me, but he's on a lot of money now. And this is one of them where, you know what I mean, you've got to perform now. You know what I mean? You've got to perform. You know, you're on a lot of money now. But again, I just look at our forward line, and I look at it and I'm like, it's the worst group of forwards we've ever seen at Old Trafford, man. Like, for me, you're younger than me, but even you haven't seen it as this bad. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a forward line, because nobody's effective. Nobody's even like clinical. Like nobody's clinical. That's one thing. Like you don't have to. Like if you're shit, but you're clinical, I'll give you that. But nobody's even clinical. You know.
And that's without talking about the man on the right hand side in Anthony.
Like, oh my god!
This is a player that can't cross the ball, can't shoot, can't dribble. It's one of them ones there where as soon as you start praising a player for tracking back, that's when you know long day, man. Because Anthony's shambolic, man. Like,
but you know what's mad though, days, man. I know we'll bring on Ronaldo in a bit, but even Ronaldo was the last person to score of what double digits for United in the season. Like before that, Cavani might have got double goals. I think before that, was it Ibra? Like who was the last person to score goals? Like strikers have been a burden, like for us, man. We've not really had a striker since Zlatan. Sorry.
Lukaku scored a bit for United.
Yeah, Lukaku. First season. Yeah, he did well.
Season.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't really have to have we don't really have a consistent striker for a number of years. Like we could have a consistent the back line. We could have a consistent, but nobody's performing for like a good few years up front. Like I'm talking about 3 years more. You know, they're not, and that's the issue, man. You know what I'm saying? Like. This is the one where I'm like, who do you get out there now? Like people talk about Elise. He's injury prone as well, though. I like him, but he's again injured. I don't know if you heard, but he's got a hamstring injury now.
Yeah, but I've seen a couple of Palace fans say that he's kind of been like overplayed by Roy Hodgson, and Roy Hodgson's not really looking after him the best possible way, innit? I always say with injuries here, remember, like even like Haaland at Dortmund, people were saying he was having injury problems. Like it's how the club kind of looks after the player at the same time as well. And we don't know if the club's looking after the player well. We don't know if he's looking after the player bad. What we do know is Palace need Elise on the football pitch. And that's probably why Roy Hodgson's a bit more desperate instead of actually looking after the player sometimes. And managers do that all the time. All he done it with Rashford and the Martial. And listen, he's ruined them kind of thing, isn't it?
How many players would you get rid of in this summer if you had to?
I think the easier question would be how many would I keep?
There you go. Go on then. Who would you keep? Be honest, like you don't have to know. Just be honest.
Martinez. I still think Rafa Varane's the best player. I'm still adamant with that.
Oh, a lot of people want Rafael Varane out, man. They say they'll get him out the door.
The thing is, I still have my criticisms with Rafa Varane. Remember, even like last season, I was still like on the ball, he's shaky and stuff, innit? But what this guy brings defensively, listen, I said it at the end of last season where I was like, wow. Remember when Liverpool were like pressing us for top 4? Rafa Varane came in towards the end of the season when he was back from injury and we just solidified our defensive record. Like we were back to keeping clean sheets kind of thing, innit? And that came when Rafa Varane was back in. So I'm still adamant that we still have to keep Rafa Varane. Even like the Bayern Munich game when he hadn't played in a month, he came in, bang, still played good, which was a disgrace, by the way. But all of a sudden now he's crying back for Rafa Varane. Martinez, I'll keep. Who else is that centre back? Maguire. That's another thing. Maguire, massively over. Like, well done, like turned it around, but people were doing too much. Lindelof can go. Left back. the thing is, I think Malassi's is all right in it, but he's 12 million all right kind of thing, innit? Like he's nothing more than that. He's a 12 million pound player, and you can clearly tell. Luke Shaw, we love having these debates. I'll still keep Luke Shaw. And I've always said this here. I'm keeping Luke Shaw. I hear the injury problem with Luke Shaw. The problem is I just don't think the left backs in football are great, innit? I've always said that.
Yeah. I think there is decent right backs, but I get what you mean. Like the left back market, it's not that great because you know what it is. Theo Hernandez won't leave.
Even he
Mendes
hasn't
won't
been that
leave.
great this season.
I think Alphonso Davies is one to watch out for in 2024.
But I
though,
don't think he's one to
leaving.
watch for United. I think he's one to watch for Real Madrid.
No, yeah, but then again, Alvaro Fernandez is mashing up work in Granada. I think he's got an opportunity. But again, is he physically?
But even then, I don't think he's ready to start week in, week out kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
So
But you can't rely on him though. The problem is, Luke Shaw reliability is next to nothing. And for me, like I said to you, yeah, go on.
I'm like the Luke Shaw injury criticism I hear in it. All I'm saying is I just don't think the left back market is great. But if, like I've said, like Luke Shaw's had enough time where you can be like, if people want to let him go, I have no problem with it. I'm just saying I just don't think the left back market is great. Midfield, Amrabat's crap. Hope he goes. Who else? Mason Mount. I'm just not a big fan. I think Johnny Evans, I think he's on the right end, but at the same time, he's 36. So you can go. Who else? Bruno can go. It's been frustrating this season with Bruno. You know, I was thinking this before the stream, innit? Because I knew you asked me about Bruno. He's been frustrated. Because the thing is, I was thinking like he's had that moment against Fulham. He's had that moment against Burnley where he scored the goal. But if you're asking me what else has Bruno Fernandes done this season,
you know what? He's not that guy anymore. That you know, back in the day, where people used to say 2 or 3 years ago, he was getting a high volume of numbers. He ain't even doing that anymore now. He's not that effective anymore now. Like people can say, "Oh yeah, but he does this and he's high chances created and whatnot." But what he used to get before was goals and assists. He wasn't, for me, a great player anyway. But now he's suffering because McTominay's in his role, and now he has to do a different type of role. So then you're having a less effective player. So that's why, for me, we need to find a Bruno replacement. But again, whether the manager thinks Mount is that replacement, which I don't think he is anyway. He's another one that I don't rate as well.
Kobe Mainoo, defo starter. Not starter, but like you just have to keep at the club. I've always said that, massive fan of Mainoo. Even with Dango, massive fan. Who else? Right hand side, they can all go. Left hand side, Rashford, Garnacho. Don't really care. And then up front, I'll still keep Hoyland. Marshall can obviously go in it.
Yeah.
There's like five, 6 players, and half of them are probably the youngsters.
Yeah, Ahmad can still keep right.
Yeah, but even with Ahmad, I feel like people just need to calm down a bit, kind of thing, innit, with Ahmad. Like I said, Ahmad had a brilliant chance in pre-season where it's like, come in, do your thing in it, and I don't think Ahmad kind of, what do you call it?
He got that injury though. He was
unlucky with injury, but I don't think like he's cemented his pace, kind of thing, innit. But at the same time, listen, Ahmad's still young. You can still, even the game that he came on the other day, you can still see the talent is there, kind of thing, innit? But I just thought that's another one. I don't think Ten Hag rates Ahmad, innit? I think it's kind of obvious that you don't rate him like that.
Bro, you know what it is there with Ten Hag though? He's got a specific thing in his mind. Is that you get me? You've got to track back. You've got to be this sort of player that, you know what I mean, is explosive and whatnot. But again, when I look at his signings, like his wingers haven't been explosive. Like Ante's not explosive winger. He's not. You know what I mean,
He's
bro?
not
So
a
it's
winger,
like,
man.
what do you really want to see? You get me? Like, what do you want to see in Ten Hag? That's why I'm like, it's intriguing to see what this summer brings in terms of transfers, because it will be a different sort of like window for United. Like it will be more so concentrated on based on what the owners want as well. But also Ten Hag will have a little bit of a say if he is there, by the way, which I don't think he will be. But United will have to go differently now. Can't just look at big names now. You've got to look at players who can fit in straight away. That can be a starter as well. You know what I mean? Like I want starters that go into the team and make us better. We bought this season Hoyland. Is he really a starter if we bought him? Mason Mount, is he really a starter? You know, who else have we bought in? Amrabat, was he really going to be a starter with Casemiro there? You need players who are going to make sure them man are out of the team. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
Someone said about Sancho.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. That's what I was going to ask you.
I've always said the Sancho situation is interesting, innit? Because I've always said with the Sancho situation, I'm not team Ten Hag, I'm not team Sancho, innit? But I do think Sancho was
Same.
kind of like people were just doing too much going at Sancho at the time. But I did say, remember even like before with Sancho, Sancho was not good. Remember, I was one of the first people to start calling this guy out, and you were like, "Oh, why are you going for Sancho and stuff?" Innit?
Yeah.
Let's not act like Sancho's blown anyone away or given United consistent 7 out of 10 performances because he hasn't. Like, remember that time where I said I think Nicolas Pepe was a better signing for Arsenal than Sancho has been for United, and I don't think Sancho's proven himself for United. But at the same time, this is my stance with the Sancho situation in pre-season. No matter what anyone says, Sancho was our best player. And you
That's
could
what I'm
argue
saying.
I'm one of
Yep.
Sancho's biggest haters, yeah? I think he was our best player in pre-season. You built something with the Sancho false nine thing because he was our best player. And then the first game of the season, when people said, "Oh, Sancho's ruined Ten Hag's plan," Sancho weren't playing false nine the first game of the season. Ten Hag went to his old ways again, kind of thing. It brought in Rashford, Garnacho, whoever it was, I can't even remember. But you weren't going with the Sancho false nine thing. So I think using Sancho as a scapegoat for Ten Hag's nonsense is nonsense, kind of thing, innit? Like, it just don't make sense.
But you know what it is though? Imagine you're working towards a system in pre-season, you don't have a striker. You know Rashford isn't a striker. You know you've been performing better than Rashford in pre-season. Then he goes, and says Sancho has not been performing to the standard level that we don't know about, by the way. Could be subjective for what he thinks, I'm looking at thinking, then he goes out to press conference and says, "Yo, my man ain't performing. That's why he's not here in training." Sancho came out and said, "Yo, listen, I've been showing a lot in training. Had a good
You know what it is,
preseason."
yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like when players hear criticism on like their work ethic, they're always going to respond because I feel like that's probably like the worst thing you can say about to a player, innit? With the
Yep.
Sancho response thing, I've always said if a manager criticizes you in public, I think even though I probably wouldn't have done it, I still think Sancho has like some area where you can say, "Yo, he has every single right to respond. He's human," kind of thing, innit?
Yep.
It's clearly been like over exaggerated. It's clearly stuff that we don't know in terms of the relationship with Ten Hag and Sancho. But at the same time, I've said this. The reason why I'm not fully backing Ten Hag or fully backing Sancho is like none of them have showed enough for me to back them. Like with the how Ten Hag's handled the Sancho situation, I said this. It's clear that Ten Hag has a problem with man management. It's clear. The way he handled the Ronaldo situation, said one day saying it was out of respect for his career, the next minute you're trying to bring him on for 2 minutes against Tottenham was a disgrace. Clearly, he's even the Casemiro thing. He hasn't handled that well with that comment about we want more football kind of thing, innit? The Varane situation has been appalling. So there's clearly been a problem with how Ten Hag handles plays. And even, I don't even think this is just a United thing. Even at Ajax, I saw a quote, apparently, who was it? Was it Tagliafico? I think it was, where there was a point where he was on the bench and he was like, "Oh, Ten Hag don't really care," or something along those lines about this bench plays kind of thing, innit? So there's clearly like Ten Hag has like his guys, but then I don't think he looks after the entire squad very well, which is why I'm like, you have to learn. You're at Manchester United, and you're not learning. I forgot about the De Gea situation as well. There's clearly been problems in terms of that man management stuff with Ten Hag, and he's not learning at all.
Yeah. But you know what it is though with the manager, I feel like it's not what he says, is how he says it, innit? You get me? I've always said it like, the way you say it in a press conference will determine whether man dealt with it a certain way, but then he's going like that in a press conference. Said it to Casemiro about, what, we wanted to play football. He said it to Varane about tactics. Then Varane, you could clearly see there was something going on. Remember when Varane came on the pitch? Everyone doesn't realize body language is a big thing, in football, in
Yeah,
terms
that
of
was the quote, by the way,
reading
from
people.
Tagliafico.
What was it? This one here.
Yeah.
If I was Ten Hag, I would talk more with the players on the bench. This is important. Yeah, 100%, man. You know what I mean? And like I said to you, the Ronaldo situation was also something that, at the time, I'm not going to say I'm not going to back my manager. I'm going to say the way Ronaldo went in the Piers Morgan interview was wrong. He shouldn't have done that. But I understood his point of if he felt like he was disrespected, that's fair enough because I don't know what happens behind the closed doors. So if he wants to say that, that's fair. But then obviously saying it in public and whatnot, and then saying it because then you want to leave and that's your way of kind of leaving. I didn't agree with that one. You get it? But you at that time you were saying, nah, Ronaldo is right what he's saying now. You know what I mean? Like it's fair what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like and when you look at it now, Ronaldo, it is kind of vindicating because now you're seeing so many things happening, and the way managers kind of deal with the players is a little bit suspect in that
54
regards.
goals last year, man. Top scorer in 2023.
Listen, man, he's doing
They
his
said
thing. I
he was
can't lie,
finished,
man.
man. They said he was finished, but
Nah, you
listen,
know what it is
man.
though? Can
What
they do
that
it in the
man could
Premier League? Though?
do,
That's the problem, man.
we 100%.
Oh,
Let's
it's
not
not
act like the
100%.
Premier League. No, let's not act like the Premier League's all
I'm
that in
not
terms
saying
of
that.
quality kind of thing, innit?
No, it's
Like
not.
no
It's
matter
not.
what,
It's not. It's
Ronaldo
not.
will still. I still think Ronaldo comfortably, if he had the preseason, will get 15 goals in the league comfortably in the Premier League. I'm
Yeah.
adamant with that.
But can you build a system around Ronaldo? Though? That's the thing, though. Can
That,
this? Can the manager at the time when he was starting off his role, could he afford to build a system around Ronaldo? That was the biggest question we had, and we asked ourselves: could he afford to do that? That was the question. And was the manager willing to sacrifice? But now, when I look back at it, though, what was he sacrificing? Well, in reality, what is
Martial.
his system? But that's what I'm trying to say,
Like,
though. Like,
someone said scoring in the Saudi league isn't too much to brag about, and I think that's a fair enough point. But we've seen other players like Roberto Firmino's apparently he wants to leave Saudi Arabia. He hasn't scored a goal. I think Benzema, let's be honest, 2 years ago won a Ballon d'Or. Still
yeah,
not outscoring Cristiano Ronaldo.
yeah.
Like no matter what, as much as people want to criticize Ronaldo, all of that stuff, not giving credit, he still does deserve some credit in it.
Bro, I've said it on Twitter. I said it, yo, listen, man, you get me, like, man knows about Ronaldo's goal scoring. Like, man, like, I feel like for me, his goal scoring ability is undeniable, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, but the problem is though, how much of it can we then say we build a system from? But now looking back on it, I'm like, well, hold on a minute. What system are we really building?
Yeah, but even
I
then,
still
the season before when he scored, 18 league goals, I don't think the system was built around Ronaldo because we were crap in terms of what we were doing as a team. Ronaldo
But you
just
can
still
feel
had
like
those
the
moments
players
of in.
though. Yeah, but you can feel like the players were ready to kind of almost like pass to Ronaldo. Right, where's Ronaldo? Like it felt like a bit of kind of unease kind of feeling. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just felt like for me when I see it, like Bruno Fernandes wasn't the same with Ronaldo in the team.
Yeah,
You could tell.
but even that year with the Bruno Fernandes thing, I don't think Bruno Fernandes' performances with Ronaldo and without Ronaldo have been any different. Like
Yeah.
people, like as much as like people, and someone said stop lying. Mitrovic is 2 goals behind. Mitrovic was still bad goals in the Premier League. I swear he scored what was it
Yeah.
over 10 last year in the Premier League as well. And Mitrovic is also
Yeah.
playing for the team who creates the most chances by a long stretch in Saudi Arabia as well with Al Hilal. But what was I going to
Yeah.
say with the Ronaldo situation? Oh, with the Bruno thing. Like people forget, even Bruno Fernandes, the season with Cristiano Ronaldo, scored 10 non-penalty goals. I think he scored more with Ronaldo than he did without Ronaldo. Like the number thing with Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, I just think that was a load of nonsense kind of thing, innit? It was an easy point, but let's not act like Bruno Fernandes without Cristiano Ronaldo has done anything special.
Nah, I hear it 100%, man. Big up Ash as iShow Speed robbed Baines his whole flow. Nah, big up iShow Speed, man. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. Big up Tyrone says Portugal have Ronaldo still starting. Did they succeed with all the players around him? Some fans want him benched. Like I said, I don't
The
know
only
what the
fan that wants him
situation was.
benched is Ty kind of thing, innit? And Ty all of a sudden now is half Portuguese and cares about what he does, innit? That's just the reality of things. Like,
Wow.
all
You've
of a
been
sudden,
watching him, yeah?
no, because all of a sudden, remember what happened to Gonzalo Ramos?
Yeah.
He struggled at PSG. He's not all that. He was never all that. But at that
Yeah.
time, it was so popular to hate Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mhm.
Which is the reality of things.
But the thing is, though, like I said to you, yeah, it's Ronaldo's still vindicated because at the end of the day, nobody's scoring goals. Like the last goal scorer we had was Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored what?
Yeah.
How many league goals did he score? 18 goals in the league.
Mm.
Was it 18? So,
The thing is,
in
like
that kind of point, we haven't solved our problem.
he was going through a difficult time during that second season at United, innit? Which is like fair enough, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can get Ronaldo for his performances during that time, but at the end of the day, listen, man, like Ronaldo's doing very well at Al Nassr. He's clearly enjoying his football. He's clearly enjoying his life. At the end of the day, he's 38. He deserves to do whatever he wants, kind of thing, innit? So fair play to him, man. Listen, Ronaldo left half Europe followed, didn't it? Fair play to him.
Yeah. When you look at the talent in Europe, though, like, or just in talent in general, are you worried about like United finding like gems now? Like, is it going to be harder now in football to find talent? Because I feel like it's not dying here, but it feels like you're gonna have to pay premium now to get players now to come into the football club. You have to pay a lot of money, man, to get players into the club now. Like, and that's a worry for me, man, because I'm like, yo, like beforehand you could go get your little players for 30 million, or whatnot. Like, but now bro, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be
I don't know.
really, really tough.
I think it depends on what position in it, because like I don't think the forward market, for example, in Europe is great. I think the centre back market, for example, is very very good. Like you can name
Yeah,
five or
very
six
good. Yeah,
good
yeah.
young centre backs where you can be like, if United signed them, you're not really going to complain in it. And someone said this year, scout players, man, like there's players all over Europe, kind of thing, innit?
And
Like
we're linked with
let's
Bakayoko. You watch Bakayoko, by the way, for
or the
PSV.
PSV guy. I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I don't know much about him, but listen, he seems like an exciting player, kind of thing, innit? So and he can take on his
Mm,
man. It's already better than Anthony
mm.
Myers.
Yeah, you know
And
what?
someone said
Brighton, like I said, Brighton.
even
Yeah.
City signed some Argentinian kid. I
Yeah,
swear,
the
is
captain.
he Argentinian?
Under 17 captain. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like good clubs will find players, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah. You know what? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of them where someone's asking about João Neves. I've never watched him, but you know what? I did a scouting actually. I did actually watch him, yeah, from
Mm.
some clips online, yeah. And he looks very, very competent. The only thing I've got with him is I'm not saying the size is a difference because listen, you know what I mean, we've had Verratti play well on that side. Luka Modric isn't even that tall or whatnot. Like, you know, Iniesta wasn't, Xavi wasn't the tallest player in the world. But like I said, you know what I mean? The physicality and that, could he survive in the Premier League? But I don't know.
Mm.
It depends, man. But it's a lot of money, man. He's got 100 million release clause, man. That's a lot of money to spend out there, you know? Statman. A
Yeah,
lot of
but
money to spend.
it, someone said it's the balance between reality and potential, kind of thing. Yeah, that's a good point. It depends on how, if for example, João Neves, how the scouting team thinks he's
Yeah.
able to make the impact now, but then also long term think about his potential. But I do feel like in the midfield area, like I said, I think Kobe Mainoo is sensational. I still said it.
Yeah.
I'm a massive, massive Dan Gore fan, and I still think he can make it at United. From what I've seen, for
Link
example,
with
in the academy and
Dortmund.
stuff.
Link with Dortmund, man. Link with Dortmund.
And that should say all kind of thing in terms of a young player being linked to Dortmund. You know the special kind of thing, isn't it?
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. You know what's mad, yeah? If I was to say to you, yeah, you've got five, oh shit, Anthony Martial set to sign a new contract at Man United. That's his latest on Sky Sports. Wow.
Shambles
That's
football club, man.
crazy. Yo, that's crazy, man. Like, you know what it is though? I don't understand. Like, if you're saying we're gonna get rid of these players and we're gonna try and move on, the only reason I can see Martial staying is because the club are trying to maybe get something out of him. You know, maybe some money out of him. But how much is he
Yeah,
worth
but
though?
even then, yeah, like realistically, let's. This is gonna sound harsh here, but what's Martial done in his career over the last 4 years? He went to VR. People said he was they bought R9 for him. He
Uh,
did absolutely nothing. Injured for United
yeah,
for majority of last season. His career over the last 3 to 4 years has been crap. And then you expect people to sign him after him signing a new contract. And what? He was already on what, 250,000 pounds a week.
yeah.
It's a
He may
difficult
have
sale.
to lower
Like
the wages. He'll
you just
definitely have
have
to
to let
lower his
him go on a
wages.
free. That's just it. No one's signing Martial. There's not like on like a with a fee kind of thing in it, because there's no basis where you're like, yeah, let's have hope in Martial. There's none.
Mm. But then you can say the same thing about Lindelof. Why are we keeping Lindelof? Who's gonna come in for
That's
Lindelof?
another one. That's another one. It's
You know what
stupidity.
I mean?
You just have to
Like
let these guys go
Wan-Bissaka
on
as
a free
well.
and just
I'm not gonna
build
lie
in.
to you. I didn't know that Wan-Bissaka was going out of contract this summer. You know, I genuinely didn't know that. You know, that just shows you how much where Harry Maguire's contract was 7-year contract. You know, because he's still got 2 years left in his
The
contract.
only thing I say on the
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka thing, yeah, I don't think he's on like a crazy wage kind of thing, innit?
Are you sure? Let me check his
I
wages,
don't know,
man.
innit? Like, I don't think it'll be crazy, surely.
I think it might be. You know, still. Uh, you know what? To be fair, you're right. 90 grand a week.
Yeah, like you can still, even if he signs a new contract, I'm pretty sure a Premier League club will definitely take a punt on him, kind of thing, innit? £90,000 a week, that's not a lot. Even if it goes down to
Yeah.
80,000, maybe United have to pay him out a bit. It's not crazy.
Like Hannibal, do you rate Hannibal as well? Like United kind of keep on to him. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know Hannibal, yeah, Baines, yeah. I watched him when he was in the youth academy. Yeah, I thought he was good. You know, I looked at him and I'm like, yo, it looks techie, but he looks nothing techie the way I seen him in the youth game. But that shows you the level from youth
Mm.
academy to proper men's game. Like it's so different. You know what I mean? Like it's you can't never ever compare the two. You know what I'm saying, bro?
That's one of them ones
So
where, like, you know how I say Garnacho was transitioned exactly how he played in the youth academy. I don't think Hannibal's
yeah,
transitioned how he would have wanted to, because Hannibal's definitely a good talent kind of thing, isn't it? Definitely a better talent than, for example, Garnacho, but Hannibal's not really showing it. One thing I would say on Hannibal, I think he's playing too further. Like he's not a 10. He needs to play deeper. One of his best assets is ball carrying ability. You're not really seeing it in the 10 kind of thing, innit? I also think Hannibal as well, like, you can't, his aggressive side, you can't really take out of his game because that's probably what makes him Hannibal kind of thing in a way. But come on, man, like, relax a bit sometimes, innit?
And this one here, listen, you know me, I don't rate Dalot one bit, man, but the fan base love creaming about Dalot, yeah. But listen, Dalot is another one that I think for me, United are making a big mistake making him number one right back, man. I don't think he's that great. I think technically he's good. Ball carrying is good. He's a good in terms of possession. Yeah, good. Defensively, awful, man. For me, 1v1, I'm looking at him aerially. I'm looking at him in terms of position as well. I don't think he's the answer. But as a squad player, I wouldn't mind him. That's why I said you have to get rid of the one of them. If it means Wan-Bissaka, get rid of Wan-Bissaka, but then bring in a right back. But then again, Frimpong, is he a right wing back or is he a right
You
back?
know what?
You know what I mean? So, you know what I
I
mean?
would
It's
say I'm normally a big
ridiculous, man.
critic of Dalot in it, but I would say I think Dalot has probably been one of our better players this season.
I hear that, but then it's like he's cost us a lot of games, you know. Like when you look at it here, looking at Galatasaray game, you're looking at there's a couple of games where what was the one other game at home where got caught out? Man City at home left his position vacant. Like there's so many things that I look at Dalot's game and I'm like, I just don't see the hype around him. But I do understand, yeah, that technically you're looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold's not the best defensively. I think someone asked the question, Ryan, about Trent. He's not the best defensively, but in terms of going forward, his attribute. But even going forward, is he great at crossing? Does he get assists?
I feel like I've said this on Dalot before. In the final third, if you told me, no, yeah, build up. Listen, no problem with Dalot in it. I've always said this in the final third, and I remember getting cooked for this. I don't think Dalot is a better crosser of the ball than, for example, Wan-Bissaka. In the final third, I don't think Dalot is phenomenal. I think getting like through like the phases of play in terms of build up, possession, all of that stuff. Yeah. I think he's fine in it. But in the final third, I think he's awful kind of thing, innit? But I do think like Dalot definitely has his strengths. I still think defensively, I don't think he's as bad as people make out. For example, defending the back post. I can't remember. There was a game last season where Gary Neville said that was like a masterclass in defending in the back post. I think it might have been Brentford. I can't remember, but like it's a weird one because sometimes I look at Wan-Bissaka and I look at Dalot here. Even though I think Wan-Bissaka is better 1v1 in it, I still think other defensive parts. I still think Dalot is better sometimes, isn't it? Like Dalot Wan-Bissaka is such a weird one for me, but
you know what's mad?
I don't think he's horrible.
Yeah, listen, I think for me, you know, I mean, looking at trends upwards, exactly, that's what I'm saying. And this is the thing. Whereas with Dalot, I just don't like. I look at even Shaw, no output. Like, you know what I mean? What's he got? Like 9-10 assists in 9-10 years. I think fullbacks now we've got to give us output, man. We need output from our fullbacks because we get it from other fullbacks.
Yeah, but I also think it's like how we use our fullbacks, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
like you can't really like Luke Shaw's not really getting down the line, combining with Rashford how you might have done a couple of years ago, kind of thing, innit? Getting to the byline and stuff, innit? So I feel like it's sometimes a bit hard to compare fullbacks and output. I've always said this, like I feel like positions in football is just so hard to compare these days because what Trent does in terms of like his role in the side is so different to maybe like what I don't know, like a Tom Yasu might do for Arsenal or Ben White. Like even though they play the same position to an extent, it's just different kind of thing, isn't it?
This was a good question, yeah. And guys, make sure you keep liking the video, people, man. And if you got any questions, last 15 minutes of the show, let us know your questions. Who do you want as next manager? I've made my decision, you know. Hansi Flick. Pressing machine. I'm still studying his philosophy in more detail, but I look at the way they create triangles in terms of their pressing game. They squeeze you up the pitch. But that's one of the best teams I've seen in a long time. That Bayern team of 2020. That's one of the best teams we've seen in a long while. The way they dismantled Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and obviously won the Champions League and what. I look at that Bayern team, I'm like, wow. I look at a Hansi Flick for me would be a good option for me to be candidate of the job. And then I spoke to Simeone. Some Inter Milan fan came in my chat the other week, said Simeone is overrated as well. The one that plays for Inter Milan, the one that manages Inter Milan.
Oh, you mean Inzaghi? Simeone Inzaghi?
Yeah, Simeone. Yeah.
I think. Listen, my answer is kind of obvious, isn't it? Nagelsmann. I don't think he's going to be there for
Oh my
Germany
God.
after. No, I don't think he's going
He's
to be
still on that
there.
Arsenal train. He's still on
100%.
that train.
100%. Because you can't tell
Wow,
me
that's
Tuchel's like
crazy.
you like remember when Nagelsmann got started, people were saying Tuchel's going to win this with Bayern Munich, this and that, and he did nothing. Like Nagelsmann was doing a very
Yeah,
good job with the players that he had with like Chu promoting up top. Like, I said this with Nagelsmann, yeah. I think the Germany job
yeah,
is so stupid for taking it. But at the same time, what do you call it? The Euros in Germany, home Euros, I can get it kind of thing, innit? But at the same time,
yeah, yeah.
I think Nagelsmann could become available in the summer after the Euros. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Nagelsmann's a quality manager. Like, people are writing him off too quick. Like, you need to remember when he got sacked at Bayern Munich, it wasn't because he was doing a job like Ten Hag is doing right now. He was doing a job where he was still in the Champions League. They hadn't lost the game. I think they conceded 2 goals all in the group stages. Bundesliga, I think they were top 2.
Mm.
I think I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure they were in the top 2 when he got sacked. I think they were competing with
I,
Borussia Dortment during that
you know what
time.
it is
And
though? Do
listen,
you
they
not think
competed
he's
against
too?
Borussia Dortment until the end of the season.
Did you not think at Bayern Munich though he was very, very pragmatic though? Very, very slow build-up play. It wasn't. It didn't move anyone. I look at what the Bayern fans were saying, yeah, and the way we're talking about it. And just his teams in general, they were very, very stifled, man. Their attack
You know
wasn't as
why I
fluid.
disagree with that?
Yeah,
Like, for example, like people love what do you call it, like Hansi Flick here. You know, if you actually look at, I think Hansi Flick's last season, this is from memory, so I might be a bit wrong here. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
from Hansi Flick's last season compared to the Nagelsmann's first season, if you're actually looking
Mm,
at big chances created, I'm pretty sure Nagelsmann's team was better than Hansi Flick's team. Like Hansi Flick's
okay,
last season, even in terms of expected points, expected goals, I'm pretty sure Nagelsmann's first season was better than Hansi Flick's last season. The underlying
okay.
numbers were very, very positive for Julian Nagelsmann. And that's another thing as well with the Bayern board. Like I've always said it, Bayern's board is one of the most overrated boards in the world. Like Hansi Flick
Mm.
had problems with Bayern Munich's board.
Yeah,
That's
they
one of
all
the
had
reasons that
problems.
he
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
Yeah, like as much as like people praise Bayern Munich's higher
yeah.
ups here, they're all crap kind of thing, isn't it? According to the
They
manager.
also change. This is what I'm trying to say. Like people say about structures and whatnot and da 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 da. But Bayern Munich have changed their managers so many years and still won. And Bayern Munich fans have never complained about the structure. Real Madrid have changed their managers so many years, but yet people did they complain to the manager? What's his name? Florentino Perez. Did they complain to him? Same with
And the
Juventus. Like they changed their
yeah,
managers,
that
but they
second
win.
season as well. Mane. Mane was absolutely shocking for Bayern Munich, by the way. Like, I don't think people realize how bad Sadio Mane was in that first season for Bayern Munich before he left.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
shocking. And someone said Bayern also were missing chances under Nagelsmann because they didn't have level. Listen, of course, like Lewandowski was going to help in it, but the second season, let's not lie, Choupo-Moting actually done all right for Bayern Munich. There was
yeah. He
moments where
did.
I
He
was
did. That's
watching
what I'm saying. He did. He did. He
Choupo-Moting and I was
actually
like, you
did.
know what? There's actually a footballer in there. And I would say that's full credit to Nagelsmann, innit? Because Nagelsmann's forwards are all is good kind of thing, innit? Even, what was it for Hoffenheim? I think, was it Robert Huth? No, who was it?
Mm.
He had some like dead striker doing crazy numbers. At Leipzig, he had Werner putting up crazy numbers. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
also true as well. I don't think Mane is doing anything special for Al Nassr either. And I watch a lot of Al Nassr. I
yeah.
don't think he's anything special currently in
Mm,
his career. Forget like what he was at Liverpool. And at Liverpool, even in the
mm.
last season, people need to remember before he went into that number 9 role,
He worked great. He worked great as
he
well.
weren't
Yeah, yeah.
great.
There was a little bit of a decline. There was a little bit of a decline, to be fair.
There was a
You know what I'm
clear
trying to say to you?
decline in Mane.
Yeah, yeah, you could tell. Like the pace had gone. Like he was relying on his instinct. And
Mm.
what the problem is here, when you get players who are quick and who are kind of almost like, you know what I mean, like machines going forward, yeah, they then have to rely on their technical ability. And when they realize that their
Mm.
technical ability ain't that great, that's when they realize, hold on a minute, like I don't really have that anymore. And obviously, Saudi League right now suits his game better because then it's not the most,
And
what I mean,
someone said,
physically
like,
demanding
shut up,
league.
man, we miss Mane. I'm telling you, Liverpool do not miss this version of Mane. Like, if you're talking
No,
about Mane when he was at Liverpool,
just because Nunes
different
is crap.
conversation because he's
You know what I
brilliant.
mean? Yeah, it's because
But
their
this
forward
version of
line is not that
Mane,
great.
nonsense.
And obviously Diaz ain't really replaced him in that kind of way. When you deep it, like Diaz ain't really replaced him in
I
that way.
think
You know what I'm trying to say to you?
when Diaz first came in, he looked exciting kind of thing. And I think apparently he played well in his last game. What was it, Newcastle, before he came off? I
Yeah,
don't think Diaz has been like brilliant for them this season ever.
no. So that's what I'm trying to say. So there you go,
Mm.
people, man. Diaz the other day was good. Yeah, Diaz was good yesterday, but obviously over the long run, what I mean, not being that great on the long run. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, just confirmation there. Martial set to sign a new contract, but I don't know, man. I don't know when this club's on, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's one of them where with forwards now. Someone asking me about forwards. I can't lie to you. I don't know. There's guaranteed successes rates now because Man United always, they always just let us down, innit? It's simple as that, man. AJ saying, "How do you see the season ending?" Um, I don't think we're finishing top 5, top 4. I think we're finishing around 6th, 7th. I think
Six,
Chelsea's a
seven.
serious problem. Chelsea could finish above us. Like, are you worried about that? Chelsea finish above us. That's embarrassing if they finish
Yeah,
above
but
us.
if they're finishing 6th and we're finishing 7th, I don't really care, kind of thing, innit?
Nah,
Like,
but just in general, though, man. I thought they were so far behind us, man. Like 10th, 11th, man. You get me? Like,
nah,
yo,
nah, you shouldn't think
it's
like that because I
crazy.
always say, yeah, we're lucky that we're 8th right now, innit? With 31 points, we're very lucky where we are.
Let me just bring up the league table right now. We'll see. Think
I
Brighton
think the
ahead of us
difference at
now as well.
Chelsea here. Listen, Cole Palmer. I never knew he was this good, kind of thing, innit? Cole Palmer's been ridiculous to watch, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, quality, man. I know he was a baller, man. I know he's a baller. So United right now at 8th, yeah. But you know what's mad, yeah? Tottenham are 8 points behind us. So even if we win, yeah, we're still 5 points behind them, man. But the thing is, if they beat us, oh my God, that creates what? 11-point gap. Mad. Van der Ven should be back as well for that game. But I think United will win that game. That's how mad it is because it's a high line. Because
Yeah,
of the
but
high line, we will beat them.
then we'll probably
I'm
lose the
telling
next
you
game.
now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The next game after that is Wolves away. And then it's
We
West
saw
Ham
what
at
Wolves
home.
did to us at the start of the season. They were better than us. And
Yeah,
we won with, what was it, a Rafa Varane goal?
it's crazy, man. They all want to get revenge, man. You know what I'm saying? It's because, yeah, it's Wolves, then it's West Ham, and then it's, I think, Luton away, which again is not an easy ground to go to, man. So, but I look at every other team. Yeah, the Premier League is not, it's crazy right now. But Villa, look, they have to lose how many points for us to even catch us, man? We're literally, what, 12 points behind them? 11
Look at City,
points.
man. City are basically, if they win the game in hand on 43 and people saying City were crap.
Yeah, people say City were crap. Listen, Newcastle, for all how bad they've been, yeah, they've won one game in the last how many games? They're still what? 2 points behind us. It's crazy, man. Like this league is mad, when you're deep
I
in
think
like
I think Newcastle's away form has been shambolic, and about home they're still
yeah,
all right, kind of thing, isn't it?
yeah. But broski, like when you look at the games we've got, man, like Wigan, Tottenham, Wolves, West Ham, Villa. Oh, it's Villa before Luton Town. So there's no respite, man. I don't see Man United winning that game. Wolves, I don't see them winning West Ham. I don't see them winning Aston Villa. I can't lie to you. I'm not saying I'm confident against Luton, but United should win against Luton. Fulham, I think we can win that game. Man City, we won't.
I'll be honest,
Everton,
that Luton game's looking tough. 4:30 on a Sunday. Sky
yeah.
Sports cameras are going to be on us.
But every single time we think we're going on a bit of a run, yeah, there's always a game to kind of just like say, yo, chill. Brentford, chill.
Nah,
Chelsea, chill.
I don't think
Man
there's been
United,
any
chill.
point in this season where I thought we were going on a run.
Honestly, there's no time here, guys. I'm just showing the fixtures. There's no one here where I can say to you, we're going on a run. There's not one game. And that comes down to we can't even win ugly. Actually, we can win ugly because we won 3 in a row. But other than that, like, I just don't see this United team building any sort of momentum, man. Even last year under Ten Hag, we won. I think was it we only had a winning run for about 3 or 4 games, and then we went back to crumbling. So this United team doesn't give you any confidence that it's gonna
You know
go
what it
any
is,
sort of
yeah?
run.
Let's just keep it honest. The biggest difference between last season and this season is Rashford. That's all it is. The football
Yeah,
last season wasn't great. Rashford was just performing like in terms of in front of goal really well, kind of thing. And the question he's all round play, but in front of goal, Rashford doing
yeah.
brilliantly. Like Rashford, like that's the only difference, man. Let's just keep it honest, man.
Mm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, man. I look at it and I think, yo, you know what, man? A purple patch. And you know what it is?
Yeah, like
Someone said it on
it's
there. I don't know
crazy
what
last season.
podcast I watched it. I think it might have been SDS here. I think Leah's and them, man. They were saying like United's form was generally Rashford's form. Like when you deep it, like United's form was down to Rashford. Because he then was scoring goal. And we were winning games at 1-0. Remember West Ham? 1-0. 2-1. Rashford winner. Rashford winner. You know, a lot of the games he was scoring the winners as well. Like,
Mm.
you know, let me look at the fixtures last year. Yeah, Man United results 2022 23. Let me look at it. Yeah, here because I look at it. Yeah, and I'm like, most of it. Yeah, 1 second here. That was May.
All right, that's another problem I
Go on.
have here. Remember, what's the guy's name? Oh,
Who?
that McCarthy guy. What's his first name?
Benny
That attack,
McCarthy. Benny
yeah,
McCarthy.
Benny McCarthy. What happened to Benny McCarthy, man?
Yeah,
Because last season, all of a sudden, Benny McCarthy was like the best thing since sliced bread, yeah. And now all of a sudden, and no one wants to talk about him when all our attackers stink.
yeah, yeah. Look at this game here. Man United vs West Ham. Rashford 1-0. Man United 1-0 against Wolves. Who scored? Rashford 1-0. Man United versus
That
Man
was the
City.
game that
Who
Rashford
scored the
was late
winner?
as well, wasn't it?
Rashford. Yep. Man United versus Crystal Palace at home. 2-1. I think Rashford scored the winner. We had Casemiro sent off that day. What else was there? Leeds was 2-2. I think after that we won 3-0 against Leicester. Man United against Brentford. Rashford 1-0. Man United against Everton. To be fair, that game we dominated them. We won, remember, 2-0. It should have been about 7-0. Man United versus Aston Villa. I think it was 1-0 Bruno Fernandes. And then, yeah, 1-0 we got beat that game. Bournemouth, yeah, there you go. That was when the top four was kind of sealed anyway, to be fair. But yeah, like I said, in that
The
period
Rashford
between
run.
January and that kind of period. Remember January where he's scoring goals after goals after goal. We were literally Rashford FC, man. Like it was
Mm.
Rashford. So it's gonna be difficult, man. Like I said, I don't know what's gonna go on, where United go on this season. I don't know. It's just gonna be inconsistent. And this is why I'm like, why United? Like, if you're backing Ten Hag, what are you really backing? Like, you're not gonna make top four. You're not gonna like what are you doing? Like, it's just inconsistency. But maybe you have to suffer for then the summer we just have a fresh start. I don't know, man. They just want people's mental health to just decline, man. I don't
No,
know, man. It's
I'll be
crazy.
honest, I don't know what like Radcliffe, whatever the other guy's name is, going to do in it. Like that's one of them ones whenever people ask for my opinion, I'm just kind of just like, we have to wait and see it. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
But I think the opening like statement that they gave seemed quite good.
yeah,
Let's see if like listen, words only mean one thing in it. Let's see actions now.
yeah. There you go. Words only mean one thing, man. But listen, people, man, what a show, man, people. Statman Baines returned to YouTube. Like I said, he's not going to guarantee you if he's going to stay or not because he's got uni, he got other things to concentrate on about. But listen, Statman, if this was the only time you were here, big up to you, man.
No,
And
man, I think that's
yeah,
it, man.
man,
That's it. We're retired now.
retired now, retired. He
Oh,
came
you
back
got
for this one time only. So
one
make
on
sure you like the
special in
video
it.
for him, man. Yeah, man. The last dance, people, man. But big up to everybody who's here. You'll find him on Twitter somewhere. You know what I mean? Tweeting about United. So yeah, shout out to everybody who's here. Make sure you like the video, people, man. If you're here right now and you're not doing anything, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Big up to everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure yet because I might be going to London, but I'm still 50-50 whether I'm going London or not, man. So
Where you
if I
going?
do go London,
Where in uni?
I was going to go
Where's
see family. East London, actually. East London, worst
whereabouts?
part of London. Like Canary Wharf area, that area.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It's going to visit Statman Bays' ends. Statman Bays, East
Let's
London.
try
You
East
know what I
London
mean?
slander, you
Depends what
know.
part of East London, man. East London's probably the worst part of London, but listen, it is what it is, man.
Sorry,
But
man. These were
guys,
the Elizabeth
make sure you
line.
like the video. Hey, come on, come on. But guys, please like the video, and then we'll see where we'll come tomorrow. Just check the schedule. I hope you enjoy the video. Statman Bays, love, bro. We're out. Take care. Bye.
Yo.